Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome. Wednesday, the 29th of December, 2021. Welcome to RJH Livestream. Tonight is all about you want to get your bike license and what course is best for you. How do you go about it? What do you need to do? So anybody thinking to get the full license, this live stream will benefit you. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. First of all, hope you've had a good Christmas. We have not been open since the 23rd of December, so I can't even congratulate all those with us that have been passing, who have not been training. So all the instructors have had a bit of a break, raring to get back on Monday the 3rd. So training stopped on 23rd of December, and training commences on the 3rd of January 2022. So training commences next year. Sounds a long way away, but it's only just around the corner. So yeah, hope you've all had a good Christmas. If it's anything like me, been eating too much, drinking not too much, but eating too much. So yeah, good to get out. And isn't the weather so mild? The weather is so mild at the moment, but there we are. Yeah, so tonight's live stream is all about anybody that's interested in getting the full bike license. You know, where do you start? What do you do? What courses would be best for you? You know, the courses that we offer, and you know, how do you go about it and so on. So I have invited Charlie. Charlie will be joining the live stream in about 10 minutes time, and he looks after all the bookings, so he can give his take on it. So, you know, when somebody phones up, want to learn to ride a bike, you know, what sort of things Charlie's looking for, and he can sort of guide you into the right course, the pros and cons of booking in on a course. And you know, we'll just open up that conversation. So yep, do like the video, do comment in the chat room, it's important. Any questions, then get firing away. Let's get that chat room too hot to handle. And of course, the chat room content spreads the YouTube video out there while it's live, and the more people that it can reach, then the more people it can involve, of course. So that's the plan. So yeah, weather is very, very mild at the moment. And yeah, when are we going to get that cold? When are we going to get, if at all, snow and ice? We have been lucky up to now. So when are we going to get that? So of course, I would much prefer to be, you know, on the beach with the sea behind me, the blue sky. Much prefer that, but I'm here with all of you at the moment. And of course, you know, I'd really love to be in that warm climate with the palm trees and see them, you know. So, but instead, I am in the UK. I am here with all of you lovely people, and you know, it is gonna be a good one. So yes, good evening to Lisa. Thank you for joining us, Lisa. And Talia, yeah, this is the new office, but I'm, you know, I can change the office very, very quickly, and I've got another one here which is really nice, which is, you know, maybe that's a better one, and you know, it is, it's all good. But I'm going to stick with the one that I like, I think, which is the home office. The home office. So yeah, anybody joining us tonight, it is all going to be about any of you that have started the journey, CBTs, anybody that's thinking about getting the full license, because 2022 now is around the corner. And already the last day or two, people have been phoning up, thinking about getting the full bike licenses. So something people are working towards, thinking of next year. What's involved? So put the live stream out for today, and it's all about getting your full bike license. So that could be of interest to many of you. Blonde Man 69, good evening. And Paul S, good evening. Very important, ladies and gents, that are watching, do like the video, comment away in the chat room. We'll get that chat room too hot to handle. And of course, the Google algorithms will send it all out, and more people will see it, more people will come onto the live stream. So it is going to be a good one. It is going to be a good one. And Charlie will be joining us in about 5 minutes, who looks after the bookings. Okay, so what we got here, let's just have a look at this little, and people say to me, because we say about the YouTube channel and stuff like that, and they say, I always say to them, subscribe. So then, first thing I go, why do I ask you to subscribe? Okay, it's only a small channel. We're not in it to make money, but we help out lots of people, not only our own trainees, but we help out people from up and down the country. And it's quite humbling to do that. So if we go into wrong one. If we go into another one here, look, let's see what. So the reason we ask people to subscribe is that we have weekly live streams, of which this is one of them, and where you can interact with me and other instructors that I invite into the live stream. So that's invaluable, and that could be for anybody that's up and down the country. So one of the reasons we ask you to subscribe is because of the live streams. Demonstrations. So on the channel we have playlists of demonstrations, live footage, we have top tips videos. We try and upload weekly videos of lessons, whether it be Tasters, CBT, Module 1, Module 2, and we have a lot of Q&A sessions like the live streams. But anybody that comments away on the YouTube channel, we will always get back to you. It's quite an interesting one as well at the moment, that we have 477 videos on the channel. So on our channel, we have 477 videos, which is amazing for anybody that is watching from a distance, that we don't train indirectly. You can help us out a couple of ways, and we always ask you to stay on the channel, stay subscribed, even though you've used the channel to help you pass your tests from up and down the country. Stay on the channel, stay subscribed. And if you can, I mean, we're all lead busy lives, but if you can, just keep dipping into the live streams, because you've got a lot of experience that these new riders want. So you can, fresh experience of going to the test centre and stuff like that. So that's a really important thing, is to stay subscribed, contribute on the live streams, but also, up here, leave us a Google review. We've got 3 centres, so you can do Manchester, Wigan or Northwich, but leave us a Google review. And, it's invaluable. So that's how you can pay us back for all the content on the channel. Leave us a Google review. So when people say, why do I ask you to subscribe? There you go. That's why we ask you to subscribe. And, for those that are, watching from a distance, do stay on the channel, do contribute to the live streams, and please, do leave us a Google review at any of the centres, because we are only a small business. So we are only a small business, and along with our reviews, our recommendations and so on really do work. So Charlie, I've got now in the green room. So Charlie can probably hear me now in the green room. So give him a little wave if he can, respond. So are we all ready for Charlie to join us in the green room? Good evening, Paul S. Good evening, Blonde Man 69, and good evening, Stephanie. So there's a few in the chat room already. So let's get Charlie in, and there we are. Good evening, Charlie.
Good evening, all.
Yeah.
This is a nice new layout for me.
Where's Charlie? Can you hear us, Charlie? Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Can just about hear you. So let's just see if we can. Let's see. I think we're okay. I'm going to say if I could turn your volume up a bit, but I don't think I need to. Welcome to the live stream, Charlie. It's for you the first time you've been invited into a live stream this way, because previously you will have come in sitting next to me, wouldn't you?
That's correct.
So it's a new one for you as well. So you could be anywhere in the country. Yeah. But I know that you are only downstairs, because Charlie lives in the same house as me. So I'm just doing your name.
A different layout for me. Different layout. I'm used to the YouTube layout.
Yes. Let me see if I can just get your name on the screen, Charlie. So anyway, tonight's live stream is all about getting your full bike license, as we've said a few times already, and what course people should be going for, what's involved, and so on. And I can get your name up there, but I can't get your. Just don't like it like that. Let's see if we can. So that's the purpose of. Really, I suppose, inviting you in, Charlie, because you look after the bookings office, and you can explain to people, if you like, how you, in a moment anyway, you can explain how you would advise people what course to go on and so forth. I think that's really the nature of the live stream tonight. Charlie, you need to put your light on. Charlie, you're a bit fuzzy as well. Is your lens clean? What device are you on?
My laptop I'm on.
Your laptop?
I'm on my laptop. Is that brighter for you?
Yeah.
Because I can't see any of the comments or anything. I'm not on the YouTube. I'm on a different system.
Yeah, you cannot. No, that's correct. So what you need is your other device that you can see. So like your phone or I find your phone is probably a better quality than your laptop.
Well, I will get our live stream up on my phone so that we can see, and then I can get speaking, get interacting.
Trying to change your name. I'm still learning as we go along anyway, but your name, I don't seem to be able to get it in lowercase. It's all, you've put it in on capitals, which is... all right, but
Right, there we go. I've got it up.
anyway, let's. Charlie, put the light on. Your mum says. Stephanie L is saying recording with a potato might be better.
What does that mean?
I mean, it's your device that's because mine's very clear as you can see, but your device is what laptop are you on?
My Apple Mac.
Yeah, it should be better than that, shouldn't it?
Should be.
But anyway, not to worry. It's all good. It's all an experiment, and it will only get better. So, live stream then, Charlie, all about getting your full bike license. So I suppose really what we want to do is just explain it. You look after all the bookings in the booking office. And so you're the sort of person that people will phone up and speak to first of all. They might have looked on the website or they might have spoken to different people or whatever. But do you just want to explain a little bit further about yourself and what you do before we go on into what different courses and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to first of all make sure that you can hear me clearly so that the people interacting can hear me.
I can hear you okay, yeah. And your mum's saying put the main light on.
Right, let me just go and put the main light on. Give me one moment.
Lighting is very important.
Is that better for people?
Well, yeah, maybe a bit brighter. Still a bit fuzzy. It's not as clear as it could be. Let me just see if I can. Because I might.
There seems to be a delay on the live broadcast.
There is a delay, yeah. There's always a few seconds delay. So I'm just playing around.
Well, I'll start speaking anyway.
Yeah.
So, I'm Charlie, everybody, as you probably already know. I've potentially interacted with quite a few of the YouTube followers that like to follow Rob and RJH on our journey. So, yeah, 22 years old, and I
How old?
joined the business 22, two little ducks. And I joined the business about 16, 17 months ago now, and absolutely love it. And my title is Bookings and Business Development Assistant. And there are quite a few main responsibilities that I've got, but as Rob mentioned earlier, my main job is the phones, answering the phone calls, taking the bookings, booking people in, and getting people on two wheels. So I am the first port of call, and it will more than likely be myself that you speak with when you call to book in or for a chat or whatever that may be, whether you're past, present, or future pupils. The number on the website is my number, so that's who you'll be speaking to.
Good.
And yeah, it's a fantastic job. I love what I do, and you'll understand more about what courses we offer and how you can get someone booked in for their full license later on in their life.
Yeah, good. Okay, so that's, yeah, well done, Charlie. Thanks for that. Let's just pop into the chat room, and Dave Smith's here. Good evening, Dave. And Eric Milligan, Mod 2 at Atherton was cancelled for tomorrow due to examiner illness. It's now on the 7th. Yep, it seems to be the interruptions at the moment with COVID. And yeah, so the 7th of January, what a shame. But yeah, that's just how it is. We've had cancellations at St. Helens, and no doubt this week, had we trained, we would have had that in Atherton also. Everybody can hear you okay, Charlie? And another viewer there, the I-20. Hey all, cannot wait for the 3rd of January is coming to Eccles for my tester ride. Good. And Charlie took me booking. Yay. So that's another good one there. And so Peter Bowness, few new ones in tonight, Charlie.
Well, they know what they need to do, Rob. If they're a new viewer,
we want
subscribe.
people to subscribe. Yeah, Peter is 55, wondering if a CBT is the best start or dive into that. Peter, you'll come across that in a minute, but you have to do a CBT anyway. But stay on the channel because we'll be going through the whole process. Yeah, so great one for you. Blonde Man 69 live stream instructor training. That was on last week. We did a live stream last week on instructor training, so play that one back. Or I can arrange for Charlie to give you a call. Tonight I really want to focus on getting the full license rather than the instructor training. But yeah, have a look at last week's live stream. And another one, Graham, Rob, do you run courses to become an instructor, and is there much involved, and what is the cost? Yeah, last week, Graham, take another look. Anybody that is interested in instructor training, what I would do is just message, or what's the best to get the phone number? Info at, let's just pop the...
You can either email info or you can send a message to the Facebook message.
Charlie, because you've got your email. Charlie at RJH
Group.
So if anybody wants to discuss instructor training on the back of the live stream from last week, email Charlie with your phone number. He's back in the office on Monday. He's actually on holiday at the moment. So if you had a green screen behind you, Charlie, I could have actually... well, you know what I could do, don't you? I could have done for you. I could have done this, couldn't I?
Yeah, wow, living life.
Eh? Or I could have done that, couldn't I? Because, but you are...
Is it as easy as a click as a button?
Yeah, you are on holiday, but you've come into the live stream. So, the I-20 coming to you guys for DAS. Fantastic. There's a lot of new ones on tonight, which is good. So keep commenting away because that will get the YouTube algorithms and more people will be watching. More people will then start coming onto the stream. So we're up to date in the chat room. So what's the first thing? So somebody then, Charlie, they're thinking of getting there. Oh, there's another one. Peter, passed my test at 56, went back to biking when I was 55 and now have a Kawasaki 650. Lovely bike. That's a Z650 or the Versys. Very nice too. So somebody really wants to get their full bike license, Charlie. What's the first thing then that you would tell them that they need in their possession?
So it's a big topic, this, getting your full bike license, and for a lot of people it's something that maybe it's a lifelong dream of theirs, and for me it's imperative that we can have a nice long discussion and get all the information that they require. And the first step is to establish a few different bullet headings so we can understand then how to progress forwards.
But what's the
the people need to have in their possession? They will need to have a driving license, whether that be a provisional license or a UK full driving license.
Yeah.
And in order to go onto one of our CBT courses, they will need a screenshot or a printout of their driver record.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people question me and say, well, I've never heard of a driver record. What is that? And it's basically to show that you're not disqualified or you've got no fouls or commitments against yourself. And that you can obtain on the DVLA website. A link is sent on a confirmation text that we send out to all pupils as well. That is for CBT. And then to progress onto your direct access, again, driving license and your CBT certificate. After that, once you've passed your motorcycle theory test, you'll need to provide that certificate with you, and then your Module 1 pass certificate for when you go for your Module 2 test.
Okay.
So they're the necessity.
So, yeah, let's just play it back a bit there because you've gone quite a long way forward there. So, somebody phones up and they just a general inquiry. So, the first thing that you establish is that they have a driver's license. Now, that can be a provisional or it could be a full, as an example, car license, couldn't it? But they need to be in possession of a driver's license. Okay. And if they haven't got a driver's license, then you'll tell them that they've got to apply for one, haven't you? And yeah, so that's the important thing. What would you say the next question you would ask somebody? If you look at priorities, what would be the next question?
The next question, I would like to establish their experience on motorbikes and their background.
Okay. So I've ridden 1000cc bikes off-road.
Okay. And what about road legal bikes?
No, not on the road.
Not on the road, no problem at all. And then there's obviously a few different
What would
bullet
be
points that you establish.
What would be the priority, do you think, after this? So certainly for me, when I've established they've got their driving license, the next
Are they a car driver?
The next question would be, for me, how old are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if somebody doesn't know what they need to do or what they could do, they don't even know what bike they can ride, do they? Generally, people think they can ride a 125 on a car license and all flipping sorts, can't they?
Yeah.
People don't know the 3 different options, do they? So if I was 17, what could I do?
So for people between the ages of 17 and 19, they can go in for something known as their A1 license.
A1.
Which, yes, now an A1 license will enable you to remove your L plates and you will be able to carry a pillion on the back of your 125.
125 only.
Whereas on a CBT, you must display L plates and you can't carry a passenger. So that's a step up from a CBT. Then you need 2 license for people between the ages of 19 and 24 who, because of their age, are restricted to a lower CC. And that will get them their A2 license once they've gone through the process.
When you say lower CC, so when you say lower CC, because it could be a bigger bike, couldn't it? It could be a bigger CC, but with the low power. So it's the kilowatts, isn't it?
47
brake horsepower, 35 kilowatts, yeah.
Correct. And then
that's
24 and above.
Yeah.
Is your full unrestricted A license. And that, once you've gone through the process, you will obtain your full license and can ride any size motorbike you require.
Yeah. So A1, 17, 19, A2, 19 to 24, 24 and above A. So that's the 3 sort of tiers. So you'd sort of establish that, I suppose, early, wouldn't you? This is what you can do. This is what's available.
There is quite a common theme that I have with conversation with pupils over the phone, and they say to me, I'm, for example, 50 years of age, but I only want to go for my A2 license. So people sometimes don't fully understand the difference and appreciate that the process to get your A2 license and your A license is identical. The only difference is you will be doing one with us, a 400cc, and your A license on a 650cc. Yeah. So the only difference is the size of the bike. The process is identical. motorcycle theory, CBT, mod 1 and mod 2.
Yeah, good. Okay, well done. So, got to have the license. That's what's available. So, leave it there for a minute. Let's go back into the chat room. We've got Samney, who was on the live stream. He's been on the last couple of weeks, I think. Passed the test last week in Northern Ireland. Just got himself a mint condition Yamaha 900 TDM coming tomorrow. Fantastic to hear, Sammy. Well done. The i20, I got subscribed and bell turned on. Yeah, so anybody that subscribes, we always forget to tell them that one is to press the bell, because then the bell rings when we've got a video, like a live stream. Yeah, it's like a notification. So that is an important one as well. So I got subscribed and bell turned on and cannot wait to get started. Better known to Charlie as Laura Ashcroft. Yeah, CBT booked for the 11th of January. Been following you guys for the past 5 months. So well done, Laura, for joining in.
I spoke with Laura.
Good to hear. And Blonde Man 69, I wish I was here last week. The good thing with the live streams, Blonde Man, is you can go back and watch it just like it is now. Just can't interact. But if you ask a question on the live stream, we will always get back to you. It's an older 650 then. KZ 650, 1978, up as a barn find. Got it for 300 quid. He prefers it over his brand new 1100 Honda Rebel. Good stuff. Fuzzed, hello. Fuzz, good of you to join us, even on quiz. Method Moto, fire away. Any question, fire away. Aman, hello everyone. Aman, guys, I need help. Aman, how much do I spend on my first bike? I have an A2 license and looking for a 650 naked. Go back in the playlist for the live streams, because there is a live stream on the first big bike. There is a live stream on your first big bike. Lots of top tips on there. Have a look at it. Ask any questions you want. It's such a broad question. How much should I spend on a bike? You know, tell that to a multi-millionaire is going to be different to telling them to somebody that's unemployed, isn't it? You buy what you can afford and what ticks all the boxes for you. But there's lots of top tips on that live stream. Method Moto, even all quiz question. Would you go for a CBT first, experience age of 42, or progress through to A1, A2? Also, is it worth buying a brand new 125 for your first bike, or buy used?
So this is...
What would you recommend to him, Charlie?
Yeah, so this is something that is also a common theme on conversations I have with pupils over the phone. And to be totally honest, it's entirely down to the individual and what they feel confident in doing. Now, some people, it is better for them to do a CBT and gain 12 months experience under their belt before then progressing on for their full license. Whereas some people, if we can see that their ability is there, they're picking it up really well and they fly through their CBT, we would then always try and recommend moving on to your direct access, because you're going to be ready and you're going to be prepared for the test because of your experience and abilities. So yeah, that's very down to the individual. We will let our instructors assess and guide you, and then they can inform back to me with what they recommend, and we can take it from there. And it's usually a two-way conversation. It's not a case where we're trying to hammer DAS down you all the time. We want to recommend what is best for yourself and what we think is ideal for you moving forwards.
But I think if somebody, say, is 42 and they might have rode bikes as a kid or something like that, the reality is that if somebody books a full course with us, they're saving a few quid, aren't they? Depending what course. So you get a beginner one, they could be saving they could be saving £150 because they're getting 2 hours free as well at the beginning, 2-hour taster. But it's fair to say that most people would book the CBT and DAS as a combo in advance. I think we sell more combos than a CBT and then a DAS. And the benefits of doing that, obviously, you're going to be saving a few quid, and you get your dates, don't you, which inspires people to get it done. The downside to buying a 125 is you outgrow them very quickly, and you're going to lose money, depreciation. But It's not one size
Some
fits all.
people,
It's everybody's different, aren't they?
some people want to, if they can, again, it's down to the circumstances of the individual, want to invest money into a 125 to gain some experience. Some people would rather invest that amount of money into their training to get their full license.
Yeah. Stephanie, so what is DAS? DAS is a historical term. It's still used today, and it's called direct access. So it's going straight into passing your test on the big bike. The sort of official term is not DAS anymore. It's Category A. But DAS is still commonly known as direct access, which is going straight to your full license. And it used to be when you were 21. Now it's when you got to be 24. Evening AW8, good of you to join us. Another new name there, Charlie. Tommy Poe. I dropped the bike on a lesson. The instructor made me pay for the part. What got damaged? Is this allowed? Every school's different. You would have signed a disclaimer. You would have maybe have gone through this before your lessons. What can I say? The benefit with coming to us, we've got 3 schools, we've got over 40 bikes. All the big bikes have the body armor, so it happens that they get dropped, but rarely do parts get damaged when they get dropped. So depends on the school that you trained with, Timmy, and what agreement you made with the school, I suppose. So it's not correct and it's not incorrect. Vust, I hope Charlie will not call me with information. My Mod 2 is suspended due to weather. Unlucky. The I-20, Manchester costly for bikes, so I'm going out of the area as I'm going for a 600cc. Full DAS training right up, thanks to my mate who let me ride with them. 30 years riding. Nice. Timmy Powers, yes and no, depends what you sign as a terms and conditions. Yeah, when you buy lessons. It's also funny that you come past my home when you do your rides. That's the I-20. Well, we get about. Mal bought a cheap 125 after CBD and practice on that. Everything after that was a breeze. And of course, watching RJ pass with no faults, it was a way to go for me. So what do we want Mal to do then, Charlie?
Like, comment, subscribe, put the ring notification on. You know the drill. They know what to do. Where are you pointing to? You want me to point to a certain place?
In the middle. Can you see it?
No, all I can see is my face and your face.
Oh, can you not see the big Google review sign in the middle? Have you watching it on your phone as well? Watch it on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody that has passed from up and down the country, and also the RJH videos have helped, leave us a Google review if you don't mind. It's all back to front. Okay, so Charlie, so we've got the different courses and we've got the license, so we're good to go then. And of course, the next question is, what course do we go for? Now, I think it's important to just mention at this stage is that the courses that we have are what we have developed and created. So they're not necessarily going to be what you're going to get at other schools. So other schools will work their courses in a different way. Some similar, some different. But our courses are unique to what we offer, aren't they? I think that's important to mention. So do you want to just go through then a bit of how you'd establish then? And then maybe we can go after that, we can go through the different courses that we offer and see where that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll do a bit of talking now. First of all, I would like to say we have hit 25 viewers tonight, which is fantastic.
Only
So thank you all
25?
for your support. Well, they don't know I'm on, so that's why.
Ah, well,
So if it was more than 25,
it'll go up, will it?
hey ho, they're here to see Tweedledee and Tweedledum. But no, getting back to the main point. Yeah, it's something that I take a lot of pride and care in when trying to establish what course it is for people. And there's a few different things that I will ask the pupil over the phone to establish this. And the four different courses that we offer are a fast track course, an advanced course, an intermediate course, and a beginner's course. They are the four different courses that we offer. On top of that as well, that we offer all of those as a combo course. Combo basically just means you get a CBT included in that course as well. But keeping it simple, fast track, advanced, intermediate, and beginners. Now, as you will all know, it's quite self-explanatory, but every pupil, every person in the world will have different levels of abilities and experience. You're going to get a complete beginner. For example, Laura, who's on the live tonight, who booked with me last week, is a complete beginner. So she's gone for the full complete beginners package, whereas you have someone else on this live who's got 30 years experience, but have just never gotten around to getting their motorbike license. So matching those up together is just going to be a total mismatch and create a lot more issues than it would good. So we have these four different courses in place to categorize each of these levels of abilities and experience. We wouldn't want to put a beginner, for example, on an advanced course. Likewise, we wouldn't want to be putting an advanced rider on a beginner's course. So we will always attempt to put the pupil on the correct course that is right for them. Pardon me. So when somebody phones up and we have a nice conversation, I always establish a couple of points. And from there, 95% of the time, I can instantly categorize that individual into which course is going to be the most beneficial for themselves. Because we don't want to sell someone a beginner's course if they're at an advanced level. We don't want to sell someone an advanced course if they're at a beginner's level.
Yeah.
So that's why it's imperative that we can pitch it correct. So the fast track, advanced, intermediate, and beginners. Now, if somebody calls me up and says to me, Charlie, very little experience. I've only ever really ridden scooters abroad in Thailand, for example, then we know pretty much straight away with their lack of experience and abilities, they're going to be looking more towards the beginner's side.
Yeah.
Now, if someone, for example, has done the CBT, they've been riding around for a couple of years, and they're quite confident on a 125, we would probably push them towards more of the intermediate because they've got some experience on the road on a 125 on the CBT.
Yeah.
Now, from there, if somebody has been riding bikes and maybe off-road, they've been riding bikes for years and years and years, super confident and require minimal, in inverted commas, training, then we would be offering them the advanced course. From there, the fast track course, the way that I would describe it to people is usually for people who have maybe failed the module one test elsewhere, want a change of school, want a change of scenery, and they just require a quick top-up session before their tests, and that then they can go in for their tests after that quick top-up session. So they're the four different courses. Now, I have explained that briefly. There is more detail to it, and on the phones we can get into as much detail as you would like. But briefly, they're the four courses that we offer, and the levels that we would expect one to be at in order to develop onto that course sufficiently.
Yeah. Good. What
28 views.
Yeah, what would happen then if somebody was on the wrong course? What if they were on the wrong course? How do we deal with that then? Because that's a question, isn't it? A lot of people do.
So it happens. It does occur. You will sometimes get people who maybe in their own heads think they're an actually better rider than they actually are. And they come to us on their first lesson and they've maybe booked onto an advanced course, and we see them and they're not able to master the slow speed aspect of the module 1, and therefore require more training. And it's not an issue. That's why when I book people in, I like to leave spare days/weeks in between training, just in case the individual will require or would like to book in for a top-up session.
Yeah.
So it's not as though if they're on the advanced course and they're an actual intermediate or a beginner that, they're stuck and they're losing out. They can book in top-up sessions as and when we go along, if it's available in our diary.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And what about how long does it all take? So, different. The shorter course is going to take less. The longer course is going to take a bit longer. But how does it work with? Do you want over 6 months, 10 months, or what do you recommend?
So obviously, as you said correctly, Rob, the courses are different lengths. Because a beginner requires more training, their course duration will be longer compared to a fast track or an advanced. So usually I always recommend spreading it out over a few weeks where possible. Now, obviously, there's a few factors within that, i.e. the pupil's work commitments, our diary and instructor availability. So we work together and we get a full schedule made up for every pupil on the books, and we incorporate all of their training and all of their tests, which regardless of the course that they end up going for. And it's a good length of time spreading it out over a few weeks, because that then gives the pupil chance to go home, process what they've learned, and come back maybe a week or two later feeling refreshed and ready to go on to their next session. What we find, and what I find especially, is that when pupils cram all of their training into a short period of time, that it puts a lot of pressure on the individual, and sometimes they can crumble under all of that pressure, and that will affect them mentally, and then they're not going to be ready for their test, and it just has a massive domino knock-on effect. So we find the best scenario for pupils, spread it out over a few weeks. Maybe do one on a Monday, then one on a Saturday, then some the following week, or do it on weekends if that's easier with your work commitments. And it's a nice gradual process of training leading up to your tests, and then you'll go in and absolutely smash your tests.
And of course, if it's spread over a few weeks, if there's any need to top up or any, because some people just like to have another, they feel a bit more confident with it. You've got a bit of time, more time to be able to get them in. And what about, because we do it all in a week, don't we? If somebody wants a week, maybe they're from the armed forces, or, they've got a very small time frame. What would happen if they so the ones that do come along and do it all in a week, what are the pros and cons then with that?
Yeah, well, we actually had a gentleman at the beginning of last year who came from the Netherlands to do his full direct access with us after watching our YouTube videos, and he was only here for a week and needed to get it in within that short period of time. Now, there are pros and cons with that, as we touched on earlier, but the pros for that would be you can get your bike license from start to finish within a week, and you can do your training, have your module 1 test one day, and then once you've hopefully passed that, have your module 2 the following day. That's the pros. It's quick, it's efficient, and you've got it, rather than spreading it out over weeks and weeks and months. The cons to that is you are putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
And if you somehow do fail your module 1 test, with your module 2 being a day or two later, you will lose out on both your test fees.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of pressure, and you could be out of pocket by failing one of your tests.
Yeah. So we'd always recommend certainly module 1 week, module 2 the second week. Yeah. Okay, let's just leave it there for a minute. Let's go back to the chat room then. Mal bought one cheap 125 CBD practice on that. Everything else was breeze yet. AW8 I passed 3 months ago, but still learning. The DAS A pass will not in itself cause a great ride. No, it's experience. You'd start learning. Another new name, Sayrazi Davino. Recently passed Category A license, Mod 1 and Mod 2. Thanks to your help, YouTube vids, for helping me pass. I now have a Tiger 800. So what do we say to these people that the videos help, Charlie? Please do leave us a Google review. That is how you can pay us back. Also, stay subscribed to the channel, contribute on the live streams, and it does help. AW8, my last was for Murder Moto. I would not buy any new bike in first year. No, a new bike is going to depreciate, isn't it? Yeah, it is going to depreciate. Timmy Pow, can I sit my Mod 2 in the Blackburn area with yourselves? Charlie?
Yeah, we use Darwin Test Centre, and from our Eccles branch, it's just about an hour, just over an hour's ride away. And with ourselves, you wouldn't meet us at the test centre on test days. You'd meet at our branch, our Eccles branch, and you would ride the bike over to the test centre, have your test, and then ride the bike back. So it's all good practice for you. You're getting a lot of saddle time, a lot of bike time. Hopefully you'll go in and fly through your test. But yeah, we use Darwin Test Centre. If you're looking at getting your test done in Darwin, give me a call and I will do my utmost best to accommodate that test centre for you.
Yeah, good. So in short, the answer is yes. Give Charlie a ring and he will help you. And we've got another question. The I-20, that's Laura, isn't it, I think? How long between doing the full A to doing advanced training do you recommend? As I'm looking at doing that advanced training due to fact wanting to do motorway riding. So motorway riding and advanced riding are two separate things, although if you do an advanced course, you'll do a little bit of motorway. So what I would say is anybody that's passing their full bike test, get out and enjoy the bike for a while, 6 months, 12 months, and then think about doing further advanced training. The enhanced rider scheme may be in between, get a bit of motorway doing, but you could book a lesson with an instructor. So we could do a 3-hour lesson with you, which would involve a lot of motorway riding. So maybe consider that, a lesson on motorway riding rather than advanced, because you don't want to do your advanced too early. Okay, so that's that. So Charlie, we don't recommend then that anybody, if they're booking a full course, they can't. 6 months, isn't it? They need to be doing it in between when you're purchasing it, and it's 6 months, isn't it? So
yeah.
But if anybody wants to book a package and then you give them all the dates, so they need to have one. We talked about the driving license, but in order to sit the Module 1 and Module 2 tests, they need to have passed what?
The motorcycle theory test.
Yeah.
Now, your motorcycle theory test is... I have conversations with a lot of people about this, and when booking onto a full course, you can go through the full process from CBT all the way through to your final training session without a motorcycle theory test. You do not need it for your CBT or any of your training. It is just your 2 tests, your Module 1 and Module 2 test, in which you will need to provide your motorcycle theory test certificate with. And it won't actually allow us to name you on the DVSA website without having passed your motorcycle theory test. So we can tell if you have passed or you haven't passed. So the quicker you get it booked and passed, it's peace of mind for you, the pupil, knowing that it's everything else is then included in our package.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of people asking me about the motorcycle theory test. It's £23 on the government website. You book and pass it yourself, and it is similar to a car one. There are obviously going to be a few differences with it being a motorbike, but if you're a car driver and you've passed your car motorcycle theory test, you should fly through it. Most people do, and if you need to, you can download some free apps apps on the internet to do some mock theories.
Yeah. So we don't book the theory test for anybody. You do that yourself. But a lot of people will come and they've done the theory test already, haven't they? So they're already thinking about it. But you do need that.
Correct.
I mean, what we haven't mentioned is that there's a lot of videos in the description below about the Module 1 and Module 2. And even things like what you need to wear and stuff like that. So there's a lot of content there for Module 1 and Module 2. So what have we talked about then? What you need, your license. We've talked about the 4 stages: the CBT, the theory, the Module 1 and the Module 2. So there's the 4 parts in order. How long does the CBT last for?
So your CBT is valid for 2 years.
2 years.
And you have to renew that every 2 years, unless you, within that 2-year period, you do your Module 1 and Module 2 test, in which then you will never have to do training or tests again.
Yeah. So if I come to you then and do my CBT, and then I do the theory test, how long have I got to do the other test then? Is it from the CBT, or what? How does it work?
It goes off your motorcycle theory test. So if you've, for example, passed your Module 1 test and then your theory test unfortunately expires, you will then have to redo your Module 1 test once you've passed a new motorcycle theory test.
Yeah.
So it's imperative, once you've got that theory test passed, within that 2-year period, you get your Module 1 and Module 2 test passed.
Otherwise, it'll cost you more money.
Correct.
Yeah, good. Okay, and what if... so what happens then when I pass my test? What do they do with the license?
License gets taken off you at the test centre, and then they will post you back. I think they say up to 10 working days, don't they, for your license to arrive back.
And that's the new one. If it's an old style license, you would have to do it yourself, because you need to get a photograph and get the license updated to a photo one. But if it's an old style one, then you'd have to do it yourself. But if it's a new style one, they would do it for you. Good. Okay, let's have another look. There's a few more questions coming in here. Chat room's quite busy tonight. That's good.
You know why it's busy?
Yeah, because I'm here. Vuzzed, Rob, what is your experience with Bredbury Test Centre? I read a lot of review and they are not very nice. Do you have any data on your pass rate from this test centre? No, we don't. We don't work on pass statistics. What I would say is that we do use Bredbury, and we use Bredbury successfully. We use 8 different test centres, and we have good relationships with all of them. So, no, we have no problem with Bredbury, and but we're not limited to Bredbury. We don't book tests. If somebody phones up and say, I want Bredbury, we don't generally, cater for that, because we buy tests in advance. So when people come to us, we have tests and we schedule a training around those tests. And it could be in St. Helens, could be in Atherton, could be in Shrewsbury, could be in Wrexham, it could be in Chester. Just depends. So yeah, that's quite a good one, that then, Charlie. That's pretty much a good discussion on what people need to do.
What I will say, Rob, I just add another quick thing. I'm not sure if you're thinking about wrapping up, but what I will say is, don't be frightened to give me a call to discuss your options, even if you're not sure where you're up to and what your thought process is, because there's always a lot of, I've been doing it for a while now, so I've got a lot of knowledge and information on direct access and the process of how to get your license. So even if you just want to have someone to chat to, if you want to establish what training you think you require. Even if you think the first step for you is booking in a taster session so the instructors can see where you're up to, that's always a route and an option for you to go down. So we will accommodate exactly what it is, your needs and requirements, and we can cater for them and facilitate that as and when. So what if you could do, Rob, leave my number maybe in the chat room, and we can get people to get in contact with me when I'm in the office on Monday, and we can take it from there, because a lot of people may a new year.
What's your
A new year,
mobile,
not
Charlie?
resolution, a new year hobby or a new year. 07951 597
07951
597 122.
Yeah, I think that's important to. That's a good point, actually. The good thing, not saying other schools don't do this, because some schools do the same and they do it very successfully. But some schools, the instructors that are training you are the instructors that are answering the phone and taking the bookings. So they either haven't got time to spend talking with you, or they never answer the phone and never reply to your call. Whereas we have a booking office which is open, 7 days a week. And Charlie is able to spend time with you, talking through what would be best suited for you. And so, yeah, if anybody has got any queries, then get in touch with Charlie and he will talk through, because that's what his job is. And he's busy watching Man City, no doubt, on the telly, playing football, because he's a Man City fan.
Absolutely false, Robert.
So the I-20, I got your DVLA test on 28th of January. I'm on Mod 1 test in March. AW8, I got CBT on the 11th of January. Fantastic. Mal, 10 weeks to get your license back. Mine was a paper. Yeah, so a paper license is always going to take longer because you got to get, it's all got to be updated and so forth. But we're at the moment, the license, we've had it coming back within a week. Photo card license is coming back at a week. Christopher Charles did your module 1 at Bredbury. They were very good there. Bredbury examiners are spot on. We have no trouble at all with Bredbury test centre examiners. They're really very, very hospitable over there. They make you feel welcome.
24 viewers still on, Rob. It's fantastic.
I know. Paul Keating, Mad Old Biker, looking forward to seeing you on the 8th for the Mod 1 practice. Fantastic. 8th of January. Let's just hope the weather continues as it is. It's really mild for the time of the year. Yeah, really mild for the time of the year. As longer it goes on, the less likelihood of snow, or the longer it goes on, the more likelihood of it being snow. But at the moment, it's all very, very good. The weather is on our side. And we get back to it on Monday. Cher, there's another new name. Cher, what branch are you guys from? We got centres. Charlie, where have we got centres?
Centres in Eccles, which is the junction after the Trafford Centre. One in Wigan, where we're on site at the Three Sisters Race Circuit. And one in Northwich, where we are on site at J&S Accessories. And if you watch this space soon, maybe site number 4.
Site number 4, South
keep
Manchester.
A secret for now.
Yeah, South Manchester. Plans for the new year? Phew. Be in bed before bleeding midnight. I will be. Those days have gone. But we have a very exciting 2022 planned. So keep on with the live streams. Keep watching. Keep contributing. and things are looking good. Paul Keaton is asking who he's with on the 8th. Well, I can give you a name now, but it changes every day I look at it. At the moment, John, JB. At the moment, JB. You'll be all right with JB. He's all right. Well, they're all right, aren't they?
They're all better than all right. They're all fantastic.
What you got to do with any of the instructors, just take a packet of chocolate hobnobs and they'll look after you a little bit more than what they normally would. Packet of chocolate coated hobnobs, and what can you say, Charlie?
The way to an instructor's heart is chocolate hobnobs and a 5-star Google review. That's all they require in life.
So Mal is saying that he's done a Google review. So I think I'm on the leaderboard, aren't I, for Google reviews?
Do our fans know about this competition we run?
Well, no, they know. I'd always say we have got a I haven't said what the competition is. We have a monthly competition, but I know I'm in the lead this month.
We'll see at the end of the month, and we can tally up.
Yeah, Mal, thank you very much, Mal. Yeah, great stuff. That's what we like. So, because we help people from up and down the country, not only our own trainees at the centres. So, Cher, can you do the beginner's course and do 2 days a week on a weekend?
Absolutely. Like we mentioned before, Cher, I'm not sure if you were on earlier on in the live, but we work around your commitments. If you are only restricted to weekends, we will encompass everything on a weekend, apart from tests. Tests are weekdays only. That's not something we've implemented. That's the DVSA regulations. So all your training we can accommodate on the weekends, test weekdays only. So it would be a morning or an afternoon off work that you would need to take. But yeah, absolutely. We can do that for you. I think Rob left my number in the comments. Give me a call whenever you're ready, and we can discuss the process and get you some dates booked in.
Yeah. The good thing about the beginner's course is you get those 2 free hours, don't you? So you get 2 free hours taster
on a combo course.
On a combo, beginner's combo, you get 2 free hours. The I-20 is asking, who have I got in Eccles on the 11th of January? So Laura, on the 11th of January, as it is, you have Nick. Okay, Nick is your instructor on Tuesday, the 11th of January. That's as it stands now, but the situation does change every now and then. So I can say Nick to you now, but when you get there, you might have one of the others.
I think one thing that I will add as well, to sort of encompass everything together that we've discussed on the live, is some people say, I'm not sure whether biking's for me, or I don't know anything about it. I'm clueless on it all. And I think what I will say is that there is a path for every single person to get into the motorbiking world. Whether you're a complete beginner, whether you're an advanced rider, there is a route, there is a path. Some people take longer, and that's totally okay. You don't want to run before you can walk. You want to make sure, especially with a motorbike, you're doing the process correctly, you're doing it efficiently. And if it takes you 1 month, if it takes you 3 months, we will get you there. And that's one thing with our instructors. They're extremely patient, extremely understanding, and they won't push you to a place that you are not capable of being. That they want you to get. We want you to have the inevitable goal of getting your full license, but we do it as a process. We will get you there no matter how long it takes, and be reassured that our instructors are there for your well-being. And inevitably, number one is safety. No matter what conversation I have with pupils on the phone, the word safety is mentioned 3, 4, 5, 6 times, because that is our main priority, your safety. So if you're not safe, we won't send you on the road. We won't put you in for your test, because we want to give you the best chance of passing but also being safe on the same hand.
Yeah, so important. And you've just got a nice Google review as well, Charlie, from Laura, who's just done a Google review on the So that's important as well. Is that everybody, even though you can sort of guide people into the correct course, even then sometimes it can be. We've just got to tweak it a little bit. You might need to put a little bit more time into it, and you generally know yourself as a rider. But we're there to support you, and we have that facility that we can help you out. And if it takes a little bit longer, it takes a little bit longer. As Charlie said, it is all about safety. Yep, good. Okay, so still, well, there's 18 people there. So anything else we can add to that, Charlie, about it's been quite a good session?
Yeah, no, it's take the plunge. Do it. Get onto a course. You won't regret it.
I've had a couple of calls over the last 2 days, and of people just starting to get interest again for next year. So just getting Christmas, getting the New Year out of the way, and then people will start thinking about booking again. But one common question that one common comment that I get is that, I've been wanting to do it for years. I was going to do it last year, or I've been wanting to do it for years, and every year. And I say to people, right, yeah, get you booked in. If you don't book in, then the next year will pass again. So if you want to do it, go for it. What is it? The latest I've seen so many times at the minute is YOLO. So you only live once. Get it done. And the quicker you get it done, the more time you've got to get out there and enjoy it. 8 I may do when I've answered it. Yeah. So anyway, 23 people back on. Charlie, it's probably too. We don't want to be. Laura wanted to do it about 5 years, and now I'm doing it. Fantastic, Laura. And we get so many girls doing it. Get so many girls across the group. We've got 2 female instructors now as well. We get a lot of ladies learning to ride. We're very, very lady friendly. The staff,
absolutely.
The staff are lady friendly. The bikes are lady friendly. So that's how it works. Do you think so? Cher, do you think I should do my CBT and get 125 and practice on that, and then go for my test, or just do the beginners? Yeah, listen back onto the live stream. I had a lot of thoughts about that. Only we get people that book the beginners combo, go through successfully. We get other people that will do a CBT, get 125. Everybody's different, but you must do what what you think is best for you. JKD, evening. Sorry, been entertaining. Don't have to apologise. That's Liam from Stoke-on-Trent. And been driven for 35 years past advanced car. Yeah, so pretty much coming to a conclusion. So
it's been a great live. I've enjoyed myself very much so. 20 up to 26 we've had.
Just need to get that camera of yours a little bit clearer. So you might find you'd be better on your iPad.
Yeah, we can try it. We can try new things.
It's been a very good one. Hopefully we've helped out, just put things right for a lot of people thinking of getting their Buzzed, yeah. All the bikes are getting the heated grips, so all of the big bikes, we're getting some fitted tomorrow, heated grips. But all of the big bikes will be having heated grips. They're being fitted tomorrow. I'd say half of the bikes have got heated grips, but the others are going to be done. What's LGBT? You very LGBT friendly.
Yes.
Know this from first hand, thanks all.
We are.
We are friendly, yeah. So yeah.
Still 21 viewers on. I feel.
So come on, Charlie. You need to entertain the viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, how's everyone's Christmas has been? You know, have you had a lovely Christmas? What are your plans for the new year? Are you going to take the plunge and get booked onto your direct access to obtain your full motorbike license? Are you between the age of 19 and 24 and want to get your A2 license? Regardless of where you're at and what abilities you've got, give me a call. You know, we're always here to help and offer advice. Even if you're located down in Brighton, if you're located up in Glasgow, we're still here to help you out. And this is exactly what we do. We want bikers on the road. We want to get people through and we want to get people happy. And a lot of people, especially this year with the horrible year we've all had with COVID, you know, a lot of people are saying it's been my dream to get my full motorbike license, and to see the satisfaction and the happiness on people's faces once they go through the process and they pass their test. Even for me, and I'm not an instructor, the feeling, the accomplishment of knowing that you fulfilled someone's lifelong dream, second to none. And you could experience that if you take the plunge.
Good.
So what are you waiting for?
Yeah, and it's I think it's a good time to get into biking because what's this? Manchester going to be starting charging people for travelling around Manchester, aren't they? On certain vehicles is it to keep the air clean and all this sort of stuff? So it's almost, is it a congestion charge type of thing?
£10 a day.
Sorry?
£10 a day, apparently.
Well, you won't. That bikes will be fine, won't it?
Bikes are exempt at this moment.
Yeah. Bikes are exempt. So Laura's saying do the chicken dance.
I don't have a clue what the chicken dance is.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. And Paul Keating's, so how does the Module 1 start? What's a typical setup for the day? So there's live streams on Module 1. So what's involved? So you can give yourself a head start, playback. In the description below, Paul, there's lots of videos on Module 1 and Module 2. But yeah, depending on what course you're on, you're straight into it, mate. Straight onto the big bike, straight into it. Conversion onto the big bike, straight into it. No faffing about. Oh dear, Dave Smith's fallen down the stairs. You've been drinking too much, Dave. You need to stay off.
Dave, what are you like?
Yeah, Laura, there's something going on around Manchester because I've been reading up on it, but there's something going on. So I would say now is a good time to get onto two wheels.
For all the 17 viewers that are currently on the live stream as well at the minute, if you enjoy watching us on our live, if you enjoy our videos, if you like what we do, please, if you would, leave us a nice Google review and mention myself, mention Rob. It helps promote, it helps spread our name, and we appreciate it very much.
Yeah, and very important, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Yeah. Because it does make us want to do more. And the good thing for the live streams now, we've got 6 months under our belt, 8 months, and now we've got this new platform where we can do the interviews and stuff, and we'll be getting a lot more next year, 2022. We're doing a lot more live streams with different instructors coming in. So Graham, Sophie have been helping out. We'll be getting, and Charlie's been coming in again now. So we're going to start interviewing, and I've also put out there for any of our, brand influencers or dealerships that might want to come in onto a live stream. Then so there's quite a lot of potential for next year on the live live streams. So is that then a good time to conclude, Charlie? What do you think?
I think so. I think it's been a very successful live stream. Thank you for inviting me. And
no, thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, I hopefully look forward to speaking to some of these viewers on the phone, and let's do it. Let's get you your license.
So 2022 could be your year to get your bike license, ladies and gents. Oh, Fuzzy, just one question. Do you use that Interphone Avant on group riding? What sat-nav do you use, if any? I've got TomTom Rider 550. I've got to go through me playlist product. I've got a review on it. I fitted it. So I've got the TomTom. And yeah, I've got 4 of those Avants for group riding. Quality.
Thank you very much, Rob, for having me.
Lots of wombles out there after me, yeah. So it's gone back up to 20, Charlie. Nobody wants you to go, mate.
What can I say? I can't help being such a handsome young specimen.
Well, you look like a potato head because it's not clear.
Every time that we think we're going to end the live stream, the viewers go up and up and up.
21 again.
It's phenomenal. If we hit 100 viewers, that's another thing that we need to mention. If we hit 100 viewers, am I right in saying, Rob, that we will offer out a free CBT?
Yep.
A free CBT. So get your friends involved, get people, spread the word that we do these live streams. And if we get to 100 viewers at any given time, we will offer a free CBT to one lucky viewer worth, I may add, £199. Who doesn't love a freebie?
The most we've had on the live stream is 62 at one point.
That was when myself and you were on the live stream, remember?
Yeah. That's one thing, Paul. You'll get to know Charlie. He's not modest. He's not modest and he's not humble, but we're working on that, aren't we, Charlie?
But I'm a kind person, so it equals it out.
AW8's hit the nail on the head. He said, Charlie, did you buy that camera from Poundland?
Cheeky little...
Hey, it's gone clear. What have you just done to it? It's gone clear. You've just done something.
I just smiled.
No, you just
smiled.
Right, you've just done something. The camera's gone a lot clearer.
I haven't touched anything. I smiled. That was it.
Have you wiped the lens?
Not, my laptop hasn't been touched for the past hour.
Bring it a bit closer. Is it the...
I can't come this close. I'll be eating the screen.
No, go further away. It went clear for a minute.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it did go clear.
But no, I'll look into it for the next live stream.
I think you want to do it on your so watch it on that laptop, but actually come in on the interview on your iPad. I think the quality, Graham's done it on his iPad. It's a lot better. Yours is a bit more like Sophie's. It's not brilliant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Still 20 viewers on Roberts.
So AWA, what would we get if we have a full license? So what we're going when we get to 100 viewers watching at the same time, is it 3 questions, first 3, or is it just one? So anyway, it'd be a competition and you can win a free CBT. If you've already got your full license, AWA, we will send you a gift voucher to the value of a CBT. You can pass it on to somebody else.
Well done.
Okay, 18 people then. Is that a good time then, Charlie, to wish everybody well, wish everybody to have a good new year? Thank everybody for their support, not only tonight, but also those that follow us regularly on the channel. It does mean a lot. If you didn't follow us and contribute, we'd just give up. We wouldn't be doing it. So it's one of the reasons we do it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So everybody have a good New Year. I'll schedule a live stream for Sunday because that's a second, isn't it? Yeah, I'll do another live stream for Sunday. We'll get New Year out the way, and I'll see you next year. See you.
Thank you, everyone.
Next year.
I hope everyone's had a good 2021. We've got good, positive things coming next year, and we look forward to seeing everyone then.
All the best.